In Malaysia, Tzu Chi volunteers assisted Melina to have her ovarian tumor removed. Philippines Tzu Chi volunteer continued to provide aid supplies to jeepney drivers during the pandemic. Selamat datang ke Dial Headline, saya Simon Gan. Terima kasih menyertai sesi berita kita. In Sabah, Malaysia, a 39-year-old woman, Melina, suffered from an ovarian tumor. She had no money to seek medical treatment. The tumor gradually expanded, making her abdomen as big as a pregnant woman in labor. She volunteers arranged for her to have the tumor removed. Now Melina can finally live a normal life without having to eat liquid food and is able to sleep peacefully.
With slender limbs and a big belly, 39-year-old Melina needs help to get in and out of the car. In 2018, she was diagnosed with a tumor on her left ovary. Due to the lack of money, her treatment was delayed. Now she looks like a pregnant woman.
She called me early in the morning and said she was going to die. She couldn't bear it anymore. She hadn't slept for 3 days, so she asked us to send her to a hospital and had a 6-hour operation that day.
Tzu Chi subsidized Melina's medical expenses and successfully removed a tumor of 30 times 40 centimeters in size.
Like I've been resurrected. To me, it seems like a miracle because no one has been willing to help me like this.
Among the 8 major sufferings in life, illness is the most painful. So I feel obligated to accompany her to seek medical treatment so that she can be treated to relieve her suffering.
Melina and her husband have 2 children, and now the couple finally feel relieved.
Tzu Chi Foundation has helped us, so I feel very happy. I can cheer up when I work outside.
Now I feel that my body is much lighter and healthier. I can eat now.
Saying goodbye to the illness, Melina finally got out of this medical plight and pursued a new life with volunteers' best wishes.
At the beginning of the new semester, Suzhou Tzu Chi volunteers invited students to the Tzu Chi grounds for the first scholarship release. This time, volunteers specially arranged a parent-child massage so that children could learn to be filial to their parents.
For the first scholarship release in the new semester, 139 students from 6 migrant schools gathered at Tzu Chi's Suzhou grounds. To bridge the parent-child relationship, Tzu Chi volunteers arrange massage teachings to let the children learn how to help their parents relax.
We haven't dined together for a long time. He needs to study and I have to work. We don't have time to sit together. This time, Tzu Chi arranged this massage for us. I'm really grateful for Tzu Chi because we can enhance our parent-child relationship.
Yu Wenwu, who attended Dongyuan School, has kidney disease since he was young. Recently, he relapsed due to seasonal change. His mother was very worried, so he made this wish secretly.
I'll do massage for my mother every day so she can sleep well.
Volunteers hand in a scholarship to the students and at the same time gave their sincere blessings.
Tzu Chi sisters have helped me a lot. They also helped me with my study and face the difficulties, making me feel very warm and feel like being in a family. I want to be a teacher in the future so I can teach more knowledge to the students.
Setting a goal for the future and contributing to the Bamboo.com Bank, it is hoped that this power of love can be spread further continuously.
In Taiwan, Tzu Chi volunteers have gone to Yunlin's Yuanzhang Junior High School to teach students tea ceremony. They also invited the students to serve tea to the teachers to express their gratitude and respect for them. Let's join them there.
Students hold trays and walk slowly, serving tea to their teachers with respect. From serving tea, students express their gratitude and respect for their teachers.
We serve tea to our teacher to bring warmth to the teacher.
Students mindfully serve tea to their teachers. I hope they can interact with their family with such attitude every day.
Tzu Chi volunteers have gone to Rianzhang Junior High School to share Jingsi tea ceremony etiquette. Some teachers were so touched that they cried. The principal also encourages the students to praise and love their loved ones.
We hope everyone has learned from today's activity. You can go home and tell your parents about how grateful you are.
While in the past, students deliver thank you cards to thank their teachers. This time, they've taken actions to express their gratitude.
The North Complex fire in Butte County has severely hit some mountainous towns. Tzu Chi volunteers in Northern California especially came to the local emergency center to distribute blankets and cash cards. Affected by the COVID-19 pandemic, volunteers have also taken extra precautions during the distribution process.
This time, it is slightly different than the last campfire distribution relief. In light of COVID, the pandemic, there's a lot more procedures and policies that have to set up with social distancing. It feels more organized. That doesn't take away from the devastation and suffering that everyone is still going through, but it does allow people to come in with a bit more tranquility because there's more flow to the event.
She had a AVM in her brain.
A hemorrhagic stroke.
Yeah.
And I was completely paralyzed and I couldn't talk.
I just redid the whole house with the ramps. This is all we have. And we just paid it off and we're struggling to come back, you know. We're just gonna try to survive right now until everything else comes through, or if it does, I don't know, we'll do it again.
When we're next to them, we start to connect to their emotion and their suffering becomes our pain, you know, their longing becomes our hope, helping me remember that we're all connected. And through their suffering, I'm feeling super grateful for all the things that I have.
Dear friend, from the moment we learned of your hardship, our hearts are with you. We want you to know that you're not alone. We're all brothers and sisters living under the same sky.
We've been through this before with the campfire, so amazingly we have to go through it again. It's just part of God's plan. But we're doing okay. But we won't live in the forest again. We're just going to try to look for housing and go from there and get a roof over our head and try to rebuild our life. So we don't really know what we're doing tomorrow or the next day. We're just trying to take one day at a time.
In the United States, the number of confirmed COVID cases is still rising. Tzu Chi volunteers continues to promote a Better Meal, a Better Earth campaign, hoping to encourage more people, such as the frontline medical workers, to adopt a vegetarian diet. 100 meal boxes were prepared by volunteers. There were Chinese and Japanese variety of food. All of them were then sent to the Barlow Respiratory Hospital in Los Angeles. US Tzu Chi volunteers promoted a Better Meal, a Better Earth campaign during the pandemic. They went and cared for the frontline medical workers and also encouraged them to adopt a vegetarian diet.
We also would like to ask you and see who would like to pledge to eat vegetarian meal. Even if you do one meal a day, you know, you're saving some lives and it's healthier.
I really look forward to working together and promoting the awareness. And vegetarian food actually is better than meat. It tastes better, it fills you, and you feel better after you eat it. So I hope to work with the foundation in growing awareness about the vegetarian.
This one, everything is 20 minutes, cold water, let it soak.
The Jingsi instant rice and noodles also attracted the curiosity of the medical workers.
At this time, we want to make sure we eat healthier now, especially being in a healthcare unit. Especially my daughter, she loves this kind of food, so I want her to try it, and if I'm sure she'll love it.
Tzu Chi volunteers' actions in promoting vegetarianism has had results, and hospitals were starting to invite volunteers to their hospital to promote vegetarianism.
Very impressed with the philosophy and the ideas behind this foundation, and I am really very interested working with this foundation for the betterment of the world.
I I think with all that vegetarian options, it makes it very hard to need meat. And they did bring us food today, and I'm very excited to try this because it looks very delicious.
Starting from our eating habit, a simple vegetarian meal can save our planet. In harsh times like this, a better meal, a better earth campaign has become all the more important. In the Philippines, Chi volunteers continue to carry out aid distribution for families in need. Since August, they have been distributing aid supplies for jeepney drivers in the Greater Manila area. As of now, 20,000 jeepney driver families have received Tzu Chi's aid.
Na-lockdown kami, matagal nang na-lockdown, taghirap po ang buhay. Yung asawa ko hindi po makalabas kasi nga po nahirap din ang kita sa jeep kasi konti lang ang pwedeng sakay.
After the breakout of the pandemic, I lost my job. My wife then contracted the COVID virus. Life for the first few months was very difficult. Thank you, Tzu Chi, for providing such a big assistance, especially Master Zheng Yan. May God's grace bless everyone.
My husband and I are disabled. Tzu Chi's aid supplies are of great help for our daily lives.
Due to the pandemic, we have suffered a lot. Many jeepney drivers were desperate. We do not know how to support our own families. Luckily, Tzu Chi arrived during this time. I'm very grateful for the assistance you provided. Every family who received the aid supplies were very happy.
I want to take this opportunity to thank Tzu Chi. Thank you for not only helping the jeepney drivers here in Calacan City. I've heard that in other cities in Manila, Tzu Chi has also distributed rice to other jeepney drivers.
We're very grateful towards Tzu Chi Foundation. Regardless of the pandemic, Tzu Chi has always been assisting our people, helping those who are in need and never gave up on us. Thank you. Also in the Philippines, 2 Tima doctors helped their respective patients regain their vision on their birthdays. They chose to serve others on their birthdays as they think that it is also a blessing by using their expertise to help others.
Naghahanap buhay pa ho ako hanggang ngayon eh.
Doctors are ever kind-hearted. On his birthday, he fulfilled his patient's wish. Philippines Tima ophthalmologist Carlo Nasol has always spent his birthday in the operating theater.
People need us. So, in a way, a birthday is just a way of celebrating. And how you celebrate is by giving back to others. How to help people more than rather celebrating on your own. Because we celebrate with our families. And then, Tzu Chi is my family also.
On his 41st birthday, Dr. Carlo alleviated the sufferings of a tricycle driver who has retinopathy due to diabetes, injecting the vascular endothelial growth factor while also carrying out laser. Knowing the doctor's kindness, the patient, although not wealthy, insisted on buying him a birthday cake.
Before coming to the Tzu Chi Eye Center, we had already given up hope, but the doctors kept on encouraging me and even helped treat him. This made us hopeful for the future again.
Another doctor, John Arnold Solamo, has also been helping others on his birthday. He uses his professionalism as a blessing towards the patients.
It's amazing. I can clearly see now. Before the surgery, everything was blurry. Really, thank you.
It really feels good to be able to use your expertise, your talent that was given to you by God to serve people and to thank Him through these people.
On their birthdays, these two doctors have changed their patients' lives, giving them a second lease on life for the future. Through the stem cell registry blood drive, patients suffering from blood cancer may have a higher survival chances. In Kaohsiung, soldiers and volunteers participated. Within the group of participants, a new immigrant from the Philippines also came to help because her hometown was once held by Tzu Chi.
A stem cell registry blood drive is about to start, but at the time of 7:30 in the morning, would anyone be this early? Suddenly, a soldier appears at the venue as he registers for a blood test, seizing the opportunity to do good deeds.
We don't know when the next event will be, so if we miss this chance, we might have missed a chance to save a life.
Tzu Chi volunteers have previously held seminars at military regions and schools, as soldiers and parents came to support.
My daughter just turned 20, and on the basis of a good holiday, I brought my daughter here.
Doing good deeds while celebrating a birthday, not only the National Armed Forces corresponded, volunteer Yang Zhuwing also brought his colleagues to the event.
It's important to do good deeds, and we give everyone the chance to do so.
Like this Filipino worker who married over to Taiwan, last year her home in the Philippines received Tzu Chi's help.
My friend told me earlier that Tzu Chi is from Taiwan and they helped a lot. I am really grateful for Taiwan and Tzu Chi's help.
Her hometown once received help, but now she is a giver as she rolls up her sleeves, participating in the registration, hoping that one day a match can be made, using her healthy condition to save a life.
Many of the sanitation workers in Fujian's Quanzhou are not originally from the area, and they work a difficult job keeping the city clean. She volunteers plan to distribute material goods to many of the sanitation workers to elevate their burden. Thus, care visits have already begun. Let's take a look at some recent visits to their homes.
As the night falls, sanitation workers end their workday, but it's when Tzu Chi volunteers are heading out on care visits. Walking into this dark alleyway, they immediately meet one sanitation worker retrieving water to make his meal. He's been at the city for 7 years now and lives alone in this small apartment. He never imagined this many people would be here to visit him.
You can remember us by name. We're from Tzu Chi, a charity organization. We're here to check in on you and show you we care.
To prepare for the upcoming winter events, Quanzhou Tzu Chi volunteers visit sanitation workers to check on their needs and prepare their roster.
Look over in Yunnan, there's a contact point too.
Many of the sanitation workers are not originally from this area, but it's thanks to their efforts that the city continues to be clean and beautiful.
We're here to send some care and maybe inspire more people to care for our sanitation workers. We have much respect for hardworking beauticians of the city.
Tzu Chi sincerely sends their love and care in hopes the next time they meet, smiles may come more easily to everyone's faces.
In Taidong's Taimali, the Shuguang recycling station has been established for 12 years now. Although it has faced 2 terrifying typhoons in the past, the volunteers' footsteps have never stopped. Many of the local volunteers head to the recycling station every day with only one mission in their mind, that is, to protect our Mother Earth.
Based under the bee tree, this is Tzu Chi Shuguang Recycling Station. Established back in January 20th, 2018, it has been 12 years now and consists of around 10 volunteers, averaging 80 years old. Before the first dawn of sunlight, the recycling work has already started.
These group of volunteers are mostly farmers. They have great stamina and quick hands. The eldest volunteer is 88 years old.
身体健康。
Where there's songs and laughter, we'll definitely find Ling Jinghua. She assisted in establishing the recycling station 12 years ago and has been here ever since.
One bottle can save many people. One bottle can save the whole world. I'm not tired. I feel very blessed.
PET bottles are the treasures of the Shuguang recycling station. Volunteers will pack the transparent PET bottles and hand it over to the Taitong recycling station for further processing. All the recyclables are being sent by volunteers trip by trip. 93-year-old Grandma Jing Yu, although she is small size, she's able to collect all these recyclables all by herself. Back then, Grandma Jing Yu's son drowned and passed away. Tzu Chi volunteer Zhang Fenglan accompanied her and brought her out of her pain through doing recycling. Zhang Fenglan has been farming locally for over 20 years. She's the first recycling volunteer in Tai Mali. Her old small truck has been accompanying her for many years, going through streets and alleys collecting recyclables.
It's the 30th anniversary for the recycling mission. I hope that we can encourage more people to become recycling volunteers so that more people can devote themselves in doing good deeds.
Driving along the coastline, recycling captain Chen Yuanshan travels to Zhiben twice a week to collect recyclables. Under the hot sun, this 70-year-old volunteer is covered with sweat. He fills up the 3.5-ton truck with recyclables all by himself.
I do not want to miss out any spots. I hope that everyone can come out. Our responsibility towards the earth is very heavy. Opportunities are everywhere, and we encourage everyone to do recycling.
3 years ago, in Tai Mali's free clinic, Wu Chunye was touched by the actions of Chen Yuanshan collecting recyclables. After she joined in on the mission, she even brought her aunt to do recycling as well.
He told me that let's go to the recycling station to do recycling. I said okay, the more people participating, the greater the strength. Everyone doing recycling together.
By practicing themselves, volunteers invited other people one by one to do recycling. It has been 12 years now, and despite facing 2 terrifying typhoons along the way, the footsteps of the volunteers have never stopped.
Last time I was doing recycling in my front yard. Now I have moved here. I'm very grateful towards the master, providing this opportunity for us old people. Nobody want to hire us. Might as well come here to the recycling station.
Each of them are carrying out the workload of 2 people. Age is not a problem for these volunteers as they use their hands to make Tai Mali a beautiful place and to spread their passion in doing recycling. In the US, Tzu Chi volunteers held the TIMA convention online, with volunteers from the East Coast sharing their stories about the food distribution during the pandemic. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you and goodbye.